Hey everyone, I hope you guys had a great New Year's and great Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. Um, I know some of you have been waiting for the behind the scenes for 2015, but I haven't not got around to it. I had death in the family the past week, and then in the area here in Missouri there was major flooding and it just complicated everything. Um, so I'm only going to hit mainly the new stuff because most of you are returning and have seen my older videos. And nothing's changed, it's just maybe different lights. So, we'll go through it a little bit. I've simplified things over the past couple years as far as electric is concerned, how things are hooked up. And also the placement of stuff has to do with that too. But about 23,000 lights and like 45 amps of power. And I'm going to try to get that down a little bit next year by adding more LEDs and then have more lights in general. So it should be really cool. I got some neat plans. Maybe have a screen off the top of the roof, like 10-15 foot, and I can design anything I want up there. Happy holidays, snowflakes, candy canes, you name it. So, I got two 20-foot mega trees, 15-foot one in the center, a 12-foot snowman, 10-foot tree over there. That's one right there is like an 8-foot. I guess we'll start at the front here. The arch has been a favorite this year. Basically all it is PVC. There's 3-inch end pieces. Actually those are 10-foot tall up there. And the center is probably about 11, maybe 12 feet. And it's easier to pull the cars in the driveway this way. But all it is, it's slipped over, I believe, 1/2 inch, or is it 3/8 rebar, a couple feet up to keep it from sliding, and then I have 3 guide wires attached, which are these, and it's still wobbly. And next year I'm going to try to not use any guide wires, but I'm not sure how I'm going to do that quite yet. I am going to add the big candy canes off the end. I just added those because I had them, and I have a few extra still laying around. And I apologize for the wind if you can't hear me. I believe there's 17 strands of lights on there, so that makes for 1,700 lights. There's the 100 count LEDs, warm white and red LEDs. Because it was a last minute thing, so see the wrapping I did isn't tight. And during the off season, because I run lawn care and landscaping business, that's what I'm gonna fix. Things like that over the next couple months. Walking down the driveway, it's the same candy cane thing. It's been here a couple of years. The ends are getting a lot of whack because I haven't fixed it. This LEDs, I zip tie it at the top of a candy cane. Over here, not really anything new has changed besides the center tree. It's put up like all the other trees. It's slipped over a pole in the ground a few feet up. It's actually just wood because I had it lying around. It was a last minute thing. 3 guide wires attached to keep it upright, and you're good to go. Ring base is 3/4 inch EMT conduit because I didn't have any PVC left, or I didn't have any 1/2 inch stuff left, so to bend that, so that was fun. Tomato cage trees, basically they're tomato cages with garland and then lights wrapped around there. Nothing in the big tree this year, I just ran out of time. Simple as that, nothing too special there. The 20-foot trees are the same as last year. I'll put a link to any tutorials I've made on anything in the description below. But they sit on a 2x4 base that's staked to the ground, and the pole sits in there with guide wires from 10-foot and 20-foot marks. And I have a pulley type system that I can pull the lights up from 10 foot, so I only have to crawl up a 10-foot ladder, not a 16-foot ladder. And they pull at the top. This year, I actually added these. I didn't turn out exactly like I wanted to, but they're twinkling lights. They're the GE stuff from Lowe's, and they twinkle on and off, and it was kind of the effect I was looking for, but there wasn't enough of them. There's only 300 on each tree, and it was like a last minute type purchase, so I just kind of whatever went with that. Now I don't have a ladder at the moment to get on the roof, so I'm just going to explain what I've done. There's 12 strands going on the horizontals. Next year I bought a bunch of icicle lights on sale. I got like 4,000 more lights to add next year already. But we're gonna have multicolor icicle lights on the front actually, just because I haven't had those ever. I thought it would make display different. I don't like them as much as the C9 look, which this year wasn't even there because I have them on the roof. But the problem is, because I outlined it with the minis as well, they kind of went south because they're not the retrofit LEDs. So they weren't any brighter, so they didn't stand out. But basically what I did was I used clips, just the cheap ones from Walmart. They're slipped under the shingles. I did try not to break all the seals, but it is an older roof, so it wasn't too bad. They're clipped every so often, like there. You get the idea. And then it goes all the way down around the left top of the house there as well. But it's very simple to do, and it gives that Griswold type look, which I want to get on the front of the house next year. Different color, like maybe have that section red, and white. I think something like that would look cool. And then have the brickwork like a green to stand out. Or you know, of course, lamppost simple. Actually, I like the white lights in there, and then when the display lights go out, it still provides a little light here in the front of the house. These are new. I got these from a guy up the street. He passed away and his wife gave them to me. He decorated for 30 years. I dedicated the display to him, but I didn't have a sign out this year. I just straight up didn't have time. I was really busy. That's why a lot of this was thrown together, but it turned out okay. Those are staked up with rebar. Pretty much anything you see has a zip tie on it. They're staked with rebar. However many, these are 4-foot pieces, that's probably a foot in the ground. And of course just wired up to those lights down there. This is a new little scene. I've had some of the same stuff. That tree is new, the big one. $5 at a garage sale, or was it 10? I don't remember. And there's that guy, who's a 4-foot tomato cage tree. And that worked really well. Same thing as the small ones, just cool white and multicolor lights. Of course, we have your candy canes here. Garage sale special, like $1 a piece. I repainted them. The porch I just replaced with LED. The whole house is 100% LED at the moment. Besides that and the one that's over here. It's kind of hard to see with the sun. Right there. Of course, the bench just wrapped around. It looks kind of a mess, but at night it looks awesome. On the brickwork is what I call it. I used hot glue. Now, it didn't work as good as I had hoped. So next year, I think I'm gonna hot glue, maybe use some kind of epoxy, and have pipe at the bottom here to do that, because over here at the garage it worked fine, but over there on the front of the house where you get a little more wind than over here, it kind of flew off, because you can pull it off with your finger, with your hand if you're strong enough. So that's how I did that, and then of course the top is just clipped. For the music out here, I had a radio station but no sign, so no one even really knew it was a thing. But a little Crane FM transmitter. It's $50 on Amazon. You adjust a little thing on it, and it does decent at best. The high and low frequency, because the music is not compressed, it doesn't sound as good as radio quality, but that's okay though. And more brickwork. These are just zip tied, and they've been out here for like a month or something, so I don't expect anything to look good at the moment. The wreaths, I redid the lights on to green, and it really, besides the center one, red, which the lights are falling because I wrapped it the last minute. But same thing with the brickwork, it's all zip tied. Not zip tied, hot glued. What I have done over here, because power strips are a big problem with GFI stripping. So there's a power strip under there, and it branches out, yada yada yada. But as you see here, how many cords I got? I had 2 cords going out, and then the one here jumpers and goes out to there, and then that goes to there for the mailbox and the archway, and the outline and the candy canes plug in right there. I just have cables running up the side of the candy canes, just little 6-footers from the dollar store, and they work great. Of course, outlined the windows, just LED, nothing too special. And I guess some more wires here. What the thing is, I have it all on wireless remotes, so you can turn it on and off when you like. It's not on a timer, and then if it rains hard, you don't have to worry about the lights coming on. But the problem is, those are indoor receivers, because the outdoor one, the one went out, and then the other one about didn't work, and I forgot to take it back within the 60 days or whatever, or 90 days to Lowe's. The problem is, I have to find 15 amp ones. I can't use 13 or 10 because it'll burn the freaking cord like I did last year, and that's a totally different story. But, no, what I have to do is, because of the way the circuits work, there's a plug there that's separate from this one, so I have to run a 15 amp all the way over here to this, and then branch that off and run it all the way down there. So that's a little more electricity that way, but you stand in the front door, and the other one for this side is over here, and I managed to get it from 4 outlets to 3 this year with the power. Because what I have to do is, this right here, the whole garage, and then this side outline is on that circuit right there that controls like that tree and the center mega tree archway. So what I ended up having to do, I had this last year for power, so I just kept it there all year. There's a cord that comes in here and goes up right there and goes over the garage and down the other side. And it's there all year, and I just break it out at Christmas time. And then that turns on this, and that cord goes out to the candy canes. And that's how that's done. One thing I think that makes the display look good is how you wrap your bushes. Now, everyone has their own way of doing it. Depends on the amount of lights you have to work with and what you're trying to achieve. Because I think if, like with me, I don't have enough lights to coat everything in a massive amount of lights. So what I ended up having to do, I distribute the lights evenly among everything. And what that does is it gives it an even look among the whole display. So, I don't really have I have a budget, but it's not really like I go hardcore following that budget. I just kind of do what I think looks good. And the bushes here, they're just your old-fashioned white incandescents, and I think I'm going to leave it that way, because unless power just becomes a huge issue, which I don't think it will. Because what I do is I wrap these from the bottom going out, and it gives it that branched look of if it was actually illuminated. At least in my mind. You can see like right here, this is wrapped separately, and those, but what I have done at the top here, it's not very noticeable at night, is you just branch up and you go down, you get 2 branches out of that same strand. And I think it looks rather well, although in the big one it got really messy. And if years past, you've seen this, it's like a 10-foot tall bush, but they died, so we had to cut it down and let it grow back. They're crepe myrtles. That gets kind of messy in there. But it's the same idea, and I still think it looks good than just wrapping it around. I think vertical on certain bushes look better. But on trees like this, horizontal's fine, although vertical gives a more even distribution in my opinion. It's just more work though, and I was out of time, so okay, on to the Christmas tree forest. So what I've done here, same thing as always, I'm going to stick with a single color on these for now, until I get LEDs for them, because they've faded over the past, this is the 3rd year for the Christmas trees, at least these lights anyways, not the trees too, but it's rather simple. They're the 6-foot trees from Walmart. I got 10 more for $5 each after sale this year, and I'm tempted to go buy more if they still have them. So hit those Christmas sales, because the dumb thing is about the superstores, they don't ever learn, because one year they'll have an abundance like they did 2 or 3 years ago when I got them, and you get them for $5 each. Like last year they didn't have any left over. They were gone at 75% off, and or 50% rather, and I always wait till 75 to buy that. The LEDs you got to get at 50% or they're gonna be gone. But the Walmart here didn't have them marked to 75. They're still on 50% signs. So I got it there at the exact right time, so I bought a whole bunch. Anyways, you just take the base that comes with them and don't put it on, and it slips right over 1/2-inch rebar. And pound it into the ground, you just slip it right over, and you're good to go. I learned that from a guy who does lighting up Paxton. He has a really nice display, and credit to him for that idea. Of course, most of you have seen my 12-foot, 11-foot snowman. He's really awesome and a favorite among everyone. I didn't get a hat put on him this year. Maybe next year. but he's kind of hard to get out of the garage once he's stored, so we'll see what happens. Another 20-foot tree, identical to the one that's on the other side over there. Here in the Christmas tree forest, we have 3 deer. I wrapped that one in LEDs. Originally, they were supposed to go on the roof, and I was going to have them taking off, but that never got done, so I threw them in the forest. I have 3 more for next year, actually. So, we'll see what happens there. Here is the Nativity. I think it's one of the most important things in your display. A lot of people don't have one. I think every display should have one, whether it's big or small. This one's a little more, well, this because of the stable, it's a little bigger than what I've mostly seen around here. But if I get the tutorial put together of the Nativity, because I did make one on how I built it, if I get it edited, I'll put it in the description below. But it's, I got this set for $60 on Craigslist, and it came with the star, so, and it was in September. So if you guys want stuff, search Craigslist all year. I give it a little break around April, March, you know, March, April, and May. I give it a little break. I don't really search for much, maybe once a week, but I was going hardcore for like every day, sometimes twice a day if I didn't have anything to do, and searching for just nativity scenes, because when deals come along, you got to get them or they'll be gone. But anyways, it's a 2x4 frame, and on top it's like, how do I describe it? They're fence boards, and they were $1.57 a piece, although I had to buy 50 or 60 of them. It was about $125, I think, for screws and material, because there's like 100 screws or something in there. I don't remember. But it's really heavy too, so I know it's not going to blow away, but I did stake it down. And I think the top, it got weathered really bad because we put it out here before it was totally dry. So probably in the middle of summer, I'll give it another good coat. It's dark walnut stain, which I don't particularly like, but it lightened up and it gives it a weathered look, so I might leave it, I might not, but it turned out rather well. And it was also last minute put together in about a week, everything. Alright, so on the front of the house, I don't have the final display video up yet because my video editing software is being stupid. I gotta convert the videos. These were on a Halloween video too, if you watch that. They're color changing RGB floodlights, and I got them off Amazon for $30, I believe, and they have a little wireless remote, which the buttons don't always work, but they were $30, cheap from China, so I don't really expect a whole lot there. I wasn't sure where to put them because I didn't make a frame for the ground. I didn't want them sitting on the ground. On Halloween, they were just there like the week of Halloween, but here they were here for a month, and they work good. No water got inside that I'm seeing now, so that's good. But essentially they're screwed to the back of the stable, and I positioned them to shine on the house. Next year, I will be ordering more, and the thing I like about these, for like Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day, if I just want to sit one right here and shine up, put green on it for St. Patrick's Day, red for Valentine's Day. I've also thought about permanently mounting LED strip lights for that, and then they're always up there. But I kind of like the typical look of your old-fashioned Christmas lights too on the roof. But on the star, the initial idea here was to slip it over a pole and then screw the top back, but I realized that pole's not tall enough, because it was only the bottom of the star was about right here, and I'd like, that doesn't look right, so it's probably a little over 10 foot up there. And then the guide wire I initially had to hold the arch together if I needed to pull in the center, I put on here. And since it's wood, I need a little swing because I didn't want the wood to snap, because that would be depressing. And that was that. So all in all, the display turned out rather well this year, better than I had originally thought, honestly. And like I said, if I get the nativity stable tutorial put together, I'll do that as well. I might do a little storage video again. It's been a couple years since I did one. But we won the light display contest again. There was actually a newspaper article wrote up this year in a local paper, so that was cool. Yeah, we had a lot more people stopping than normal. And it could have been I like to think it's the roof and the archway, because coming down the street, all the way down there, or all the way down there, you can see the archway, and it's really, really bright. And next year, I think I'm going to add 3 more arch pieces. What I mean by that is we're gonna have one attached to the front and arch out, same height. That's 20 feet of pipe in the center. Same style, but maybe a little higher, and then have one in the back, maybe even just a little bit higher or a little lower. So the top centerpiece is the biggest, but I'm kind of jumping around here. My mind's in a lot of places this week with everything going on. But also all the joints are screwed together on it. So like there's screws in there because that's a 45 to 1.5 inch 45, and then I have a bushing to go from 1.5 to 1 inch, and it's all screwed together. The center's screwed together, so yeah, it works really good. I really would like to get white wire lights for that next year, but I mean, it is what it is. Of course, you got to have your laser light that's meant to point on the tree or on the house, and it's pointing on the driveway. It looks really cool. So now that this is out of the way, I get to take it all down, and it's done by February. I'm extremely happy. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. That's all I have to say. Like I said, I'll put the links to last year's behind the scenes because it's a little more in depth of what certain things are, even though it's not any longer a video. But that's about it, guys. I will haven't been keeping up with my top 10 videos. I'm busy, so if I might put up one of those soon, or I might not. I don't know yet. Anyways, hope you guys have a great 2016. Looking forward to this year, especially with my lawn business. Lots of big plans. That's it for now, guys. See you in the next one.